I'll tell you what, I could have sworn that I said this last year. We've got fairly high winds, I want to say about 25 mile an hour, so not that bad, but usually enough on the coastline to get us a nice bit of action in the sea. But the wind's coming from this way, and I'm sure it was the same when I was here last year. I'm in North Wales on the wonderful Clean Peninsula. I absolutely love this place. Spectacular for landscape photography, goes without saying, so it's an absolute delight to be back. But yeah, the winds are fairly strong, but it's looking quite calm down there, I'm sure you'll agree. But we'll work with it, as always. The sheep are here already barring away. So I'm in a spot where I came last year. However, I got here to this location and I had a chat with yous and went that way down the coast, northeast. All I'm going to do this time is change direction and go southwest and see what happens. Those pesky sheep, they follow me around, they're glaring at me as I'm speaking now. I'll tell you what, this is just stunning. You know what this screams out to me? Like freedom and space. We're so lucky to have such a spectacular coastline here in Britain on this tiny little island. I'm so grateful for that, you know, and I absolutely adore photographing it. And, you know, North Wales is probably my favourite place to do it. You know, coastal photography, and anywhere that I've been, it is stunning. So buzzing for the afternoon's photography, if you can't tell. Now that being said, it's been raining all day, quite dramatic and moody, and that's half the reason that I came out. But it started clearing up. In fact, it was just when I parked up the car, the sun was burning my retinas. But we'll make the best of it, as always. The sky's still looking lovely, and the light might actually help us out, you know. So it's going to be a proper chilled out one, guys. I've not really got a plan. I've had a little bit of a scour on the OS maps, on the old blower. And there's a couple of little coves that I might like to get to, but that's all I've got for you. Apart from that, pure spontaneous. But what a place to explore. So I've only come about a minute since I last spoke to you, and I was traversing down this slippy coastal path here, and I was greeted by this. Look at that lovely little cove or little channel down there. I couldn't pass up the opportunity to get the camera out, so that's what I've done. I've got the 24-200 lens on and the Nissi 10-stop neutral density filter, which is probably got a load of raindrops on it there because I've forgotten my cloth. And for anyone that watched a video I made a couple of weeks ago when I went up St Sunday Crag, you'll remember I said that I need to make a checklist because I keep forgetting things. Clearly still haven't got around to making the checklist because I've come out on a day where it's forecast tons of rain and I've not brought a cloth with me. What a wally. But we'll make do with the sleeve or something. But yeah, 24-200 lens on at 70mm. And I'm really sort of honing in on the little channel down there. No sky, just a little bit of the sea at the top. And it's all about the long exposure effect with this 10-stop Nissi filter here, a neutral density filter. I'm getting about a 30-second exposure at f11 and ISO 64. And what we're getting is something, if I'm being completely honest, I don't usually like. But because this is a nice chilled out evening of photography, afternoon of photography, I'm experimenting a little bit, you know. I don't care. And I don't know, I just feel in this instance it looks really nice. You know when you get that, it just looks like mist down there. where the water is obviously like really milky, and it looks cool, so I'm sticking with it. We've got these beautiful jet black cliffs as well, so that water's kind of going that, like I said, that milky white colour, so it's a gorgeous contrast between the two, you know. But playing around a little bit, I love the way it looks on the back of the camera, and I've tried my best to wipe the raindrops on the front of the ND filter with the sleeve. What a wally! So I'm really excited to talk about this approach that I've got here with this photograph. This is something called visual weight that I absolutely adore with landscape photography. It's an approach to composition. It's probably my favourite, definitely one of my favourites, you know, whether I'm shooting wide, telephoto, anything. And it's all to do with balancing the subjects that are within your frame. If you want to actually look at this a little bit more in depth, I talk about it quite a lot in my ebook on composition, which I'll stick a link to up in the corner and down in the video description. Go and check that out. But I love this approach, and basically all it is imagine a set of weighing scales. You've got one subject on the left hand side and one subject on the right hand side. Simple as that. So here on the right hand side of the frame, we've got these beautiful little sea cliffs here as they fall down into the sea, and then on the left hand side, and I've been waiting for this, to be honest, I've been here for about 15 minutes, we've got, look at that, some beautiful stormy dark moody clouds. I'm going to grab a shot there actually, and yeah, they've been coming this way out of frame, and I've just been waiting for them to come into my picture. Literally, I've just been waiting for them to appear on the top left, which is wonderful. So then we get the balance between the stormy clouds on the left and the cliffs on the right, and it is working an absolute treat. So settings, I'm shooting at 10 seconds, f11 and ISO 64, so it's another nice long exposure effect. But one more important thing here is I've got my Nissi polarizer on the front as well. I don't know if you can see it here, but the water, oh, such a beautiful colour, like this deep sort of blue turquoise, and I really want to make sure I capture that colour. It's important, you know, I'm seeing it with my eyes. So the polarizer is allowing me to do that. But yeah, all about balance. When I show you this shot, see if you can notice, you know, the cliffs on the left, the moody skies on the right, other way around, other way around. Hope you like this one. So, oh, this is me being serious for once. Unfortunately, everything's alright, but I'm going to end the video here. I've just had a bit of a fall, and I don't know, this isn't the sort of thing I'd usually include in a video. I'm alright, but the reason I wanted to show this little bit of the video is because it was such a ridiculous fall. It was such a nothing fall. I'll try and show you it now, hang on. So I was coming down this path here and I fell from there where my bag is right down there, and it's, I mean, it's not high, sorry, down there. It's not high, but obviously it's a rock. So I kind of fell on my right arm. I've got a bit of a bump. There's a bit of blood kicking about, just a few little scratches. I was lucky, even though it's so small. Anyway, the point is, just be careful when you're out. And I'm saying this to people, especially that are sort of like me. So, I don't know, you know, young, fit, healthy, and you sort of feel invincible, don't you? Trust me, I know that feeling because I'm always out in the fells, legging it all over the shop. It takes one little fall like that to make you realise that, you know, it just takes a little trip. And it takes, you know, ugh, I sound like I'm being really miserable and negative. It just takes, like, you fall the wrong way. So please be careful when you're out and about. I definitely do not stress that enough on this channel. Anyway, bit of a downer because there's another little cove that I did want to get to, but the arm's nipping a little bit and I just want to get back now. Didn't like that. Knocked a bit of fear into me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some tips on composition and stuff, and most of all, I hope you enjoyed the adventure. As always, please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Watch how you go. Out.